Hey, how's it going? If you're new here, my name is Jan and I love makeup. And if you're not new, thanks for coming back. I really appreciate you. Today's video is just going to be a yammering get ready with me. I just felt like chatting and sharing some of the nonsense that's been going on with me. So hopefully you like this video. If you do at any point, feel free to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's just get into it. I'm about to have a very naked face. Brace yourself. Let's just get going. Like I said, I just thought we could hang out. I could chat a little bit and just put on my makeup. Obviously my eyes are done. I'm working on a multiple looks with the new Nomad palette. So this is going to be one of them. Pretty excited. So let's start with Kat. He seems to be better. In my last chatty video, I was telling you about how he's kind of lost his shiz and was being kind of crazy and super mean. But I'm wondering now if maybe that was just like maybe a little, I don't know, seasonal affective disorder or something, because he's back to being his regular neurotic self. He's not trying to hit me and be a jerk. So that's pretty cool. Because he really is a good cat, like, obviously. We like him a lot, so I'm glad he's back to his regular self. That was just the Janessa Myricks balm powder stuff that I love so much. It makes all the difference on how long my oils are controlled. Since I've lost quite a bit of my tan, I've been using the Rcma makeup foundation. I picked this up, I don't know, it was a while ago, and I of course couldn't use it in the summer because I was way too tan. So I've been using this again. It looks crazy with the Janessa Myricks underneath it because the Janessa Myricks is more my summer color, but it all works out. I've been doing this combination for a while now. See, looks crazy, but it'll come together. And I am still a little more tan than this foundation, but with bronzer and finishing powder, I think it ends up looking pretty okay. So Jackson comes here after school. If you're new here, he is our oldest grandson. He will be 9 in like 2 weeks. So after school, he takes the bus and comes and hangs out with me until his mom gets out of work. The reason I'm telling you this is because about 3 weeks ago, a fly came into the house. Now, generally speaking, we kill them. They're flies, they're gross, and they don't typically want to go back outside. So as a rule, they don't last long. And for whatever reason, Mike tried to kill this fly, and it didn't work. So on Monday, when Jackson got here after school, he saw the fly, and Jackson is very nervous about insects. And I am a very serious scaredy cat of like all the things. And being scared is just, it's no fun. You know, it's not a good way to go through life. So, last summer, we had kind of a lot of like bees out here. And so I told Jackson, which, you know, everyone knows that if you go to a bee, then they get scared and leave you alone. And so he does this, and he's not scared of bees anymore. He just does the thing, and he feels safe and like he's not going to be attacked. So he saw the fly and he was like, "Oh my God, Nani, there's a bug." And I was like, "Yeah, that's Fred." This like all late in the day, spur of the moment, just don't want him to be scared. And he's like, "Fred?" And I said, "Yeah, that's Fred. He came in a few days ago and he's just been like hanging out. He follows me all over the house. If I'm in the bathroom, he comes in the bathroom. If I'm in here in the makeup room, he comes in the makeup room. He just like follows me around and hangs out with me." He was like, "Okay." I said, "Yeah, I mean, flies are harmless. They don't bite. They don't do anything. They're a bit disgusting, but they're not gonna cause you any harm. I'm gonna try this NYX Can't Stop, Won't Stop concealer, I think. Am I? This might still be too light. This one should work. All right, I'm gonna try this Ulta concealer. It's in Cool Light. I can't remember what I think about this, so I got out all of my winter shades of concealer today, and I figured I would work my way through them and see which ones I like and declutter any that don't make the cut. Anyway, so he's fine with the fly now. You know, he's not scared of it anymore. The problem with that is that he has told everyone that my best friend is a fly named Fred. Like, I definitely did not see that coming. So, yeah. Now you know, I have a best friend and his name is Fred and he's a fly. I thought flies lived for just a matter of days, you know, maybe a couple. No. My research says that they can live anywhere from like 20 to 30 days. And as of right now, Fred has been here 19 days. So I don't know how long he was around prior to moving in with us, but yeah, so that's a thing. And my sister was over yesterday with a friend of ours and her kids. We had she homeschools, and we had a Chinese New Year lunch, all of us, and Fred came to the table and wanted to partake, and my sister's like, you know, no, Fred, this isn't for you. And our friend Stacy, who was hanging out with us and did all the cooking of this delicious food, holy moly, was like, yeah, no, Fred, come on, get away, when he went over to her. And I was like, oh, did you warn Stacy about Fred? She was like, no. Stacy, I said, you just rolled with it? And she was like, yeah, it's a fly named Fred. That's not that odd. And so my nephew really wanted to dispose of him. And I was like, I mean, if you can, go right for it. But he's elusive. And he tried and tried and tried. And we thought maybe there was a chance he got him because Fred just like stopped being around. So I was sitting there editing a video in the kitchen, and Fred landed on the table leg. So I took a picture and sent it to my nephew and said, Fred lives. So yeah, this is my life. This is how I stave off boredom, I guess. I don't know. Just gonna powder everything with the Too Faced powder that I've been playing with. I know this might sound crazy, but I'm not noticing a whole lot of difference between like the Too Faced powder and the One Size. They definitely seem pretty similar. So I'm just gonna press this on my very oily T-zone, and then I'll dust whatever's left over the rest of my face. But I need to focus on the middle here because it gets greasy. The Nesmyrix helps like a lot, but you know, that can't do everything. I spent about 2 hours in here this morning just cleaning up and rearranging and organizing. I love organizing, like anything, except paperwork. I don't love organizing paperwork. That's not a lot of fun for me. I'm gonna reserve judgment, but this is my first time using the Too Faced powder with the Rcma foundation, and I'm not sure I'm loving it around my chin. I'm just contouring with my Natasha Nona contour powder. This is in the shade medium. I go back and forth between this one and the Kevin Aqua. I prefer the Kevin Aqua, the contour powder, but I don't mind this one. It's pretty okay. I don't use a boatload of it. just a little on my cheekbones, and then to try to tame down some of the chins. Let's bronze. I know I've mentioned this before, and this L'Oreal Infallible 24-hour Freshware bronzer, mine is in the shade medium. This is a spectacular bronzer. I cannot get over how much I love this. I reach for it many, many days a week, which is not the norm for me. As a rule, I like to switch it up, grab new things every day. I always shop my stash. I just really enjoy using what I have. But look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. It's so smooth. I will say, if you don't like scented makeup, this wouldn't work for you, because these L'Oreal Freshware products all have the same scent, which I love. I think it smells so good. But if you're sensitive to scented products, it's pretty heavily scented. I don't notice that it lingers necessarily, but it's there upon application. Oh, speaking of scented things, I even lit a candle in here this morning. I have to be careful with the candles, you know, because Cat isn't aware he has a tail, and did actually singe his tail once many, many, many years ago. So I have a little like candle lampshade on any candles that I burn. So it's just been nice. I spent the whole morning just playing in here, organizing, cleaning, but still playing. Watered all my plants. Can you see that one right there? That's Rufus. I got him from my granddaughter for Easter. Oh my gosh, I love him. He's a curly spider plant. And then I just got that planter from a friend of mine and put it in there. I just love it so much. So everybody got watered this morning. Everything kind of got dusted and cleaned up. It was fun. Yeah, love this bronzer so much. Highly recommend if you're looking for one. And for blush, I grabbed out the Lunar Beauty Moon Prism blush palette. I wasn't sure what I was gonna do with my eyes, so I figured this would give me some options. I don't reach for this much, mostly because it's kind of big and sits at the back of my drawer. But I think I like it. So let me just clean off my blush brush a little bit. So I think I might use this shade right here and this one. So these two kind of mixed together. Let's see what that ends up looking like. I really like a nice strong blush. So that's really cute. Okay. It's pretty much cold here all the time now. So that's not been much fun. I don't do well in the cold, so I won't be going outside a whole lot. Yeah, I like that. I'm glad I chose that today. I wish I had a better way to store my bigger face palettes, because I have several that are blush, bronzer, and highlight, which, if you know me, or if you've been here for any length of time, you know I hate palettes that have multiple things in it. I need highlighters to go in the highlighter drawer, I need blush to go in the blush drawer, I need bronzer to go in the bronzer drawer. So when one palette has multiple things, where the heck do I put it? I don't know. And some of them are really big. Like I have the Lunar Beauty face palette, which is like all the bronzer, contour, highlight shades. And I really like the product. It's just humongous and round. Okay, also, almost on the daily now, I've been using the L'Oreal Infallible Freshware Powder Foundation as my like buffing powder. I feel like it gives me a really nice result. So I'm just gonna buff over everything with that, and it deepens up the slightly too light foundation a little bit. Hopefully this helps my chin look a little bit better. Yeah, it's not bad. I've also been using the powder foundation to blend below my brow. I've mentioned this before, but the eye base that I use is skin tone, and it looks really good when I apply it to my eyes initially, but after I get my face on, below my eyebrows always kind of look bluish. So I figured out adding a little bit of this over it takes away the blue without really adding much of anything else. So that's been a nifty trick I've been enjoying. The other thing I thought I should mention, which isn't probably going to apply to most of you, if not all of you, my hands are incredibly weak because of the muscular dystrophy. I don't have a strong pinch. I don't have a strong anything. So I picked up a couple of these little bottles off the Zon, and I put my setting spray in this, and it makes a huge difference because I can't do the bottles with the pump, like, you know, that you have to push up and down. So I tried this out, and it works really, really well. So I just hold it far away from my face, and like one mist, if my aim is good, covers all of my face. It looks pretty darn good. So I'm gonna do that now. The fan is on, so I missed. And then I'm just going to pat over with my sponge that I use to blend out my foundation and concealer together. And it just looks really, really good. If I can remember, I will link the bottles below. It was a 2-pack of mini ones, but it has a really nice mist on it, which I wasn't sure about because it's a spray bottle. Like, how fine is the mist gonna be? But it's really nice, so I highly recommend. All right, for highlight, I opted to grab the Pat McGrath Labs Divine Glow Highlighter in Iconic Indiscretions. I really can read, believe it or not. Just gonna pull up that on the cheekbones, up around my brow a little bit. This is really pretty. I like it a lot. Probably the bougiest highlight in my collection, because, you know, that's crazy. And on my itty bitty Morphe 213, I think one of the only Morphe brushes I actually like. I'm going to use this as my inner corner highlight. And of course, below my brow, just a tiny, get my Cupid's bow. There, I like that. Okay, now what? Now, brow gel. So in going through stuff, I found a couple of old brow gels that are no good. I can't use anymore. And my only complaint about the NYX Thick It Stick It was the spoolie, because it's huge. So I cleaned off all of the spoolies from the brow gels because I save all of those and the mascara ones. I will say it doesn't clean it off very well, so that's kind of a bummer. But I used one that I liked for this brow gel, and it all worked out. Like, it fits in, oh gosh, but it does not clean off the spoolie, so I'm gonna have to clean that up. Darn. If NYX could just switch out the brush spoolie part of this for a smaller one, that would make this a really, really good brow gel. As you can see, I don't have humongous brows, so I need a small brush. Stick my little beauty moles, marks, whatever you want to call them, back on. I stopped doing this for a while because I just forgot how much I really like it. I mean, they're there anyway. Why not make them, they're there. Okay, I think now I'm going to pop off camera, do my lips, finish up my under eyes, and then I'll come back and we can wrap this video up. All right, I'm done. That's the look, done and dusted. I forgot to mention, I obviously got my hairs cut. My sister came over and hacked it off for me. Funny story, she's 43, I'm 44, and when we were children, I would never let her touch my hair. I wasn't the best older sister, but I think she did a fantastic job. I like it a lot. So I do have some videos pre-recorded that are gonna go up, and my hair will be longer, so you might be like, what the frilly heck? It's just because I pre-recorded some videos I just haven't had a chance to upload yet. So anyway, I hope that you like this video. I had fun chatting with you, all the nonsense happening in my life. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't, give it a thumbs down. Either way, I appreciate you hanging out with me today. Be good, and remember to be kind to you.